G'day, welcome to Strapsy's shed.
Okay. Cut out the templates as accurately as you can. Does help with the alignment. And then just follow the guide. So I want the width lights to be sitting on this position here. So that's my template. A little bit of tape to hold it in place. And then a nice something with a nice point I'm going to use as a centre punch, just so as I get it right, because these are going to be dog's balls obvious if they're not nice and square and straight. So there we go. Then we'll drill our 4mm holes. I haven't got a 4mm, but I've got a 3mm, and I'd rather run a 3mm. So there's a bit of wood underneath there with a rag, just a little bit backward rather than going forward, as it bites into that rag on the underside, nice and slowly. Now for the scary bit, the 8mm hole. Again, nice and slow. It's only for cable entry, so the cables go through and then come out via these little jiggers here that go on. So the cables come out this hole. So it's not that critical, I don't think, at this stage, so we'll suck it and see. I'm going to hang on to these and stick them back on my template here in case I trash these in a tumble. I chose the position lights. You can also get indicators, but I'm a bugger. I grew up without indicators, so I'm forever leaving mine on and getting in trouble. So this is the left guard. That should go through there. There's my little hole. Because it's plastic, the absolute size is not that critical. And I'll get that lined up and just take it that little bit further through so it locates and drags itself back in. There we go. Made in Australia. How good's that? So this now is ready to fit. I like the idea of width lights. I like the theory that by having an asymmetrical lighting pattern, we're a bit easier to see out on the road. Through there. And then there's a little trick of getting our backing plate in place with that in there behind it. I must say I haven't been looking forward to getting all these bloody holes lined up actually at this point. That one, so that looks like it's going through there. Oh, that feels half handy. And there's plastic, so it's very easy to strip these threads, so just firm is good enough. VPS guards have an extra deflector with them, and there's two mounting points, either low or high. Seeing as winter's coming, I'm going to put it on the high point now. They're very good bark busters. As you can see, they mark things very clearly left and right. Their instructions are pretty good. So we tighten these up. Again, it's plastic, so don't overdo it. Feel it till it's firm. That's good enough. Now, just 2 screws. Pack them onto the bars, or the spines as Barkbuster calls them, and they give us a few cable ties to route this. I've done some preliminary wiring, so just going to follow the instructions here. It's actually quite simple. So there's our big spacer, there's our little spacer. I've studied the instructions, by the way. I don't know how to do this. I'm going to use a little bit of anti-seize on the end there, and a little spreader nut on there, and then we're just going to take it up and we'll stick it straight in the bar end. These things are really easy to fit. They look like they're going to be difficult, but again, read the instructions before you break the thing and it will work easy. these ones here, these little anchor blocks, go forward. This doesn't matter how they go on, as long as you get them right first time, as far as up and down and left and right, reasonably well. I'm just going to do these up so there's still plenty of movement in them, but they don't fall all over the place. And I find this little block now that sort of a confusing bit. I'm going to study the other side, and somehow we get it so that it points forward with this. See, so what happens with these, if you don't leave them just loose enough, they don't rotate quite as well. The bars must get a little bit of distortion as they go on. Now, I think we're cooking with gas. I think the best thing to do is to probably put this in here first. Get that lined up, and then pop that through there, I think. Get that bolt in. There we go. Work the nut on the end of it. So this is where the fiddly bit comes in, is everything has to be loose so that everything gets wriggled into place. We've got a discrepancy here. This is what I always find with bark busters, actually, is master cylinders and main cables. Bark busters, but I mean bark busters that take gouges anyway. Just a word of warning, these have to go on first before you fit the whole box and die. So I've just fitted all these, gone to fit my little end skid plates, and realised that I had to take the whole spine off again